Hello, my dear student. I'm Krishna Kumar from Oriental Public School, Kishanganj, and welcome to YouTube channel of Oriental Public School. Today we start the interesting topic genetics. As we know, the Gregor Mendel was the first scientist to make a systematic study of patterns of inheritance which involved the transfer of characteristics from parents to progeny. And that's why the Mendel is considered as the father of genetics. For their experiment, Mendel chose pea plant for studying inheritance because pea plants had a number of clear cut differences which were easy to tell apart. For example, tall and dwarf pea plants. Some pea plants produce round yellow seeds while others produce wrinkled green seeds. And the pea plants has the several characteristics. There is 7 pair of contrasting characteristics in pea plants, and that's why Mendel chose the pea plant. Another reason for choosing pea plant was that they were self-producing or self-pollinating. Also, Mendel chose pea plants because many generations of pea plants can be produced in a comparatively short time span, and their study is much simpler than that of animals. So, these are the chance which one taken by the Mendels, which makes them successor. Their predecessors, Mendel's predecessors, taken a different examples for different animals for their experiment, but they have not such type of the number of characteristics, so that the conclusions as like the Mendels is not collected by their predecessors, and that's why these are the reasons of the failure of the predecessors of the Mendels. But fortunately, Mendels chose the pea plants which had the several characteristics, and that's why their conclusions are taken on pen and paper, and these conclusions makes them success in the field of genetics. Mendels give, according to their experiment, the different laws, and these laws are known as Mendelism. And the Mendel's first law of inheritance, the law of segregation. According to Mendel's, the characteristics of an organism are determined by internal factors which occur in pairs. Only one such factor can be present in a single gamete. That means, according to the Mendel's, when the gamete is formed, when gamete is produced by the organism, then during the formation of gamete, there will be the factors are in pairs, but only one factors transmit to the gametes in a single gamete. So there will be the pair of factors, but they are get segregate, they are get separate during the formation of gamete. So this is known as law of segregation. In another law by the Mendel's second law of inheritance, which is known as the law of independent assortment. According to the Mendel's, in law of independent assortment, states that in the inheritance of more than one pair of traits in a cross simultaneously, the factors responsible for the each pair of traits are distributed independently to the gametes. That means when the gametes are get fused to form the zygote, then from the gamete the characters are independently transferred to the zygote. So there will be not the traits or the characters or the factors or gene are combined together. They are independently transferred to the gametes. So traits are independently transferred to the gametes, and this is known as law of independent assortments. Traits are not depend on the another traits which are in pair. The dominant character is gets expressed, no, and recessive characters are there, but they are not expressed, and so that the independently the one character is get expressed in the offsprings, because in each pair of traits the one characters independently transferred to the gametes. The characteristics of traits of parents are transmitted to their offspring through genes present on their chromosomes during the process of sexual reproduction. Means, when the organisms are produced sexually, then the traits of parents are transmitted to their offspring through genes. So here, the gene is responsible for the transfer of characters from parents to the offspring. Genes work in pair. For every trait, there is a pair of genes for each traits. So, what type of traits in the organism? Then each and every trait has the pair of genes. In pair of genes, the one is dominant character and one is recessive character. So, what type of the genes is dominant, that will be get expressed, and this is also known as law of dominance. Law of dominance. Each parent passes only one of the two genes of the pair of each characteristics. So the offspring inherits two genes for each trait from its parents, but the trait is shown by the offspring depends on which inherited genes is dominant of the two. So only dominant characters are get expressed and recessive characters remain in the organism, but they are not expressed itself. The characteristics or traits of parents are transmitted to their offspring through their genes present on their chromosomes during the process of sexual reproduction. This one is taken here. When a male gamete fuses with a female gamete during fertilization, they make a new cell called zygote with a full set of genes. That means one set of the genes is come from the father and one set of the gene is come from the mother, and after getting both the genes, both the set of the genes and form the full set of the chromosomes, the zygote grows and develops to form a new organism having characteristics from both the parents, from father and mother, which is inherited through their genes. The two genes responsible for a particular characteristics are always present on the corresponding positions of the pair of chromosomes. So, dear students, here by sexual mode of reproduction, when the gene is transferred, then the genes are transferred from both, from father and mothers. So characteristics of the genes are transferred into the progeny equally distributed from the father and mother, because the 23 chromosomes from the father and the 23 chromosomes from the mother is transferred to the offspring, and that's why the genes is equally transmitted from father and mother sides. But which gene is get expressed? This would depend upon the recessive and the dominant character. If the father gene is the dominant, then the characters which appeared in the progeny from the father's sides, but mother genes is also present there, but they are recessive. Then there will be not they express itself. But if the genes of the mother is dominant, then the father gene remains as the recessive, and the genes of the mother it will be get expressed in the body of the offspring. Thank you, my dear students, for watching my video. Again, come with the new video in the next class. Thanks.